Students, to the revision session. Today the very first topic into the revision session, that is dimensional formula. What exactly dimensional formula means, that we need to know. The expression which shows how and which fundamental quantities the expression which shows how and which of the fundamental quantities represents the physical quantity, represents the dimensions of the physical quantity, is called dimensional formula of the physical quantity, Hope this is clear. Here the dimensions represents the fundamental quantities that are relating that physical quantity. That equation, that expression is known as what? Dimensional formula. So the very first given in your assignment, that is energy. Energy is nothing but what? Amount of work. We also know that what is work? Force into displacement. Yes or no? Work is nothing but force into displacement. Now what is dimensional formula for force? Dimensional formula for the force is mass into acceleration into you are having one displacement, so L. So my dimensional formula is m1 L2 t minus 2. Is this clear? Unit is nothing but what? Joule. Symbol J. Is this clear? So for energy, dimensional formula is what? Energy dimensional formula is m1 L2 t minus 2. Unit is joule, denoted by letter capital J. Now the second term we are going to see over here, that is pressure. Pressure, that is nothing but what? Force per unit area. Yes or no? What is force? Mass into acceleration. What is area? L2. So my final answer is m1 L minus 1 t minus 2. Unit I can say over here for force, it is Newton per meter square, or this Newton per meter square is also known as Pascal, named after scientist Pascal. Clear? That is denoted by PA, Newton per meter square. Clear? Moving to the third dimensional quantity that is given in your assignment. That is power. Third is power. Power is nothing but work upon time. Work is nothing but energy. What is energy? m1 L2 t minus 2 divided by time is t. So my answer is m1 L2. This is 1. So molar will be minus 1. So minus 2 minus 1 will be minus 3. Unit for power will be work is joule. Time is second. Also known as watt. Till this clear? Hope till this is clear. Okay. So moving ahead to the fourth quantity given in your assignment, that is momentum. What is momentum? Mass into velocity. Yes or no? What is dimensional formula for mass? Capital M. For velocity, meter per second, so L1 t minus 1. So your momentum dimensional formula is m1 L1 t minus 1. If somebody asks for unit for this momentum, mass kg, velocity meter per second. So your unit is kg meter second minus 1. Is this clear? The next quantity in the assignment they have asked us. Resistance. Resistance is nothing but the property of a material to resist the flow of current flowing through it. That is your resistance. Resistance R, that we can obtain from Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? That we have already studied in standard 9. V is equal to IR. From this, R is equal to what? V upon I. So R is nothing but potential difference upon, I can say, is what? Current. Yes or no? Now what is potential difference? For potential difference we should know that what is potential difference? Work upon charge. Potential difference is work upon charge. Work we already know. What is this? M1 L2 T minus 2. And charge we should know I is equal to Q by T. So Q is equal to I into T. I stands for ampere, T stands for time. So my dimensional formula for Q, that is nothing but what? AT. Till this clear? If we put this Q over here, we will get what? AT. So my dimensional formula is M1 L2 T minus 3. This 1 will move up, so it will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, minus 3, A minus 1. Till this clear? Unit. If somebody asks unit, then it is what? Volt per ampere. Here that is volt, and this is an ampere. That is nothing but ohm. Named after scientist George Siemens Ohm. So your unit is ohm. Till this clear? Hope till this clear. Note down. Okay, we know the SI unit, that is ohm. But this is dimensional formula for what? V. Now we want dimensional formula for R. Therefore R is equal to V by I. V is nothing but M1 L2 T minus 3 A minus 1. And for current we are having again A with us. So my answer is what? M1 L2 T minus 3 A minus 2. Till this clear? This is the dimensional formula for what? Resistance. Hope till this is clear. Now moving ahead to the next topic that we have is degree into radian conversion. Degree into radian conversion we are having. Second, degree to radian conversion. Now for degree to radian conversion, remember one thing. If you want to convert the value of degree into radian, you have to multiply this degree value by pi by 180. And if you want to convert it from radian to degree, then simply you have to multiply this your radian value by 180 by pi, reverse of it. This multiplication factor you need to know in order to convert from degree to radian and radian to degree. So the question given in your book is 1 degree is dash radian, they are asking in the assignment. So now let us check what will happen over here. We have seen unit circle. This unit circle from entire, this is how much? 360 degree. This is 0. This is pi by 2. This is pi. This is 3 pi by 2. This is 2 pi. So I can represent what? 360 degree, that is equal to what? 2 pi radian. Yes or no? If I want 1 degree, then I have to send 360 downwards. So 2 pi by 360 radian. 2 ones are 180, 2s are 360. So 1 degree, that is equal to pi by 180 radian. Till this clear? So I can write over here 1 degree. In fact of pi, I can put 142 180 radian. If you will calculate this, you are going to get as answer what? 1.745 into 10 power minus 2 radians. 1.745 into 10 power minus 2 radians. Till this clear? Hope it is clear. Okay, so then the next topic is prefixes for power of 10. Next topic is prefixes for power of 10. That is the question given in your assignment. So the next topic is prefixes of power of 10. Clear? So we need to determine the prefixes of power of 10. So first, that is given to you. That is, we can take that is multiple. Then we'll check its prefix. Then we are going to check its symbol. Is this clear? Hope till this is clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we'll have submultiple. I want to make it submultiple, prefix, and symbol is not coming. Wait, change. prefix small. Multiple prefix symbol. Submultiple prefix and we are having symbol. Is this clear? Okay, till this is clear. So very first over here that for multiple you are having exact. So you are having for submultiple that is atto. Fine. So first we will able to check multiple and that's so for first prefix we will take exa. So this prefix is atto, peta, it is femto, tera, that is pico. Next is giga, exa, atto, peta, femto, tera, pico, giga, nano. Next is mega, so micro. Next is kilo, this is milli, hecto, centi, and last is deca, deci. Till this clear? Hope till this clear? Okay, now find for exa. We are having multiple that is 10 power 18. Then 3 reduce 10 power 15. 3 reduce 10 power 12. 3 reduce 10 power 9. 3 reduce 10 power 6. 10 power 3. 10 power 2. And 10 power 1. Submultiples 10 power plus 18, so it will be minus 18. Minus 15. Minus 12. Minus 9. Minus 6. Minus 3. Minus 2. Minus 1. Clear? For symbol exa capital E, peta capital B, tera capital T, giga capital G, mega capital M, kilo now small, hecto small, deca small. Is this clear? Deca DA, that is small. For deci D, centi C, milli smaller, micro mu, nano smaller, pico P, femto F, and atto smaller. Hope it is clear. There was conversion asked in your assignment, that is 1 femto. 1 femto is dash meters. So you can answer 10 power minus 15 meters. Clear? And 1 Fermi. 1 Fermi, if somebody asks, what will be the value for 1 Fermi dash meters? Can you tell me? 1 Fermi is nothing but what? Again 10 power minus 15 meters only. Is this clear? Fine. Moving to the next topic that we have is, next topic we do have error in power of a quantity. Error in power of a quantity. Next quantity we do have error in a power of a quantity. We everybody know that any quantity is represented over z plus or minus delta z. Yes or no? So if we take quantity z is equal to, or we can say quantity, physical quantity, that is equal to what? A raised to n. Z is equal to A raised to n if we are considering this physical quantity. So what will happen? This z, instead of z I can write what? Z plus or minus delta z. Instead of A I can write A plus or minus delta A whole raised to n. Is this clear? If I am taking out this A common, A out, then 1 plus or minus delta A by A whole raised to what? N. This n will come over here. So z plus or minus delta z. Is this clear? This A raised to n is nothing but what? Z. So I will replace z. So 1 plus or minus delta A by A whole raised to n. Z plus or minus delta z. If I take z this side, so z plus or minus delta z divided by z, that is equal to what? 1 plus or minus delta A divided by A whole raised to n. We are having strategy for denominator LCM. So z I can divide 1 plus A delta A divided by A raised to n. Z cut, so I am having value 1 plus or minus delta z by z, that is equal to 1 plus or minus delta A raised to n like this. Is this clear? Now we do know binomial theorem. What is binomial theorem? Binomial expansion says that if it is 1 plus or minus x raised to n, and if your x is much less than n, then your value is 1 plus x raised to n, that is equal to 1 plus or minus nx. This n will come over here and multiplication with x. Clear? So I can move ahead. What I can move ahead, binomial expansion says that binomial expansion, if 1 plus or minus x raised to n, and your this x is much less than a1, then this your 1 plus or minus x raised to n is equal to 1 plus or minus this n will multiply with this x. The answer is 1 plus nx. Similarly, I was equation 1 plus or minus delta z by z, that is equal to 1 plus or minus delta a by a whole raised to n I was having. So I can substitute over here 1 plus or minus n will come over here. So n delta a by a. Is this clear? 1 plus or minus delta z by z. This 1 cancel, plus or minus cancel. So delta z by z, that is equal to n delta a by a. I was having the question that is if z is equal to a raised to n. What you have seen, if quantity is having some power, then the fraction error of that quantity will have n times power times that fraction error into the same quantity. Clear? So if question is if z is equal to a cube, then its relative error is relative error in z is what? Relative error delta z by z, that is equal to this n will come outside, that is 3 a quantity, so it will be delta a by a. So my answer is delta z by z, that is equal to 3 delta a by a. If we take one more example, for the same case, if I can give you example, if z is equal to a cube b square, then this delta z by z, that is equal to 3 times delta a by a, though it is in multiplication or division, it will be addition, 2 outside, delta b by b. Is this clear? Suppose I can give you one more example. If z is equal to a cube b square c d raised to 1 by 2, then your answer for delta z by z, whether it is in multiplication or division, you have to add only. So fractional error is always added. Delta z by z, that is equal to 3 times delta a by a plus this 2 times delta b by b plus 1 time delta c by c plus 1 by 2 times delta d by d. This is nothing but my relative error or fractional error in z. Relative error or fractional error in z. Is this clear? Moving to the next topic, that is, so the next topic we do have, that is absolute error, relative error and percentage error. Relative error and percentage error. Everybody knows what is error? Yes or no? Error is nothing but what? The value that is being measured which does not match with the what? True value. The difference between the true value and the measured value is known as what? Error. So I can define as error is nothing but true value minus measured value. True value minus measured value, that is error. Error is the difference of true value of the physical quantity and the measured value of physical quantity. Measured value of physical quantity. Is this clear? Now, according to normal and Gaussian law of random errors, according to normal and, or you can say Gaussian law of random errors, the probability of occurrence of positive and negative random errors, positive and negative random errors. Random errors means that errors which are not known for a cause are known as random errors. Negative errors is same. According to normal Gaussian law of random errors, the probability of occurrence of positive and negative error is same. So random error can be minimized. So random error can be minimized by repeating the measurement, for several number of times. If you repeat measurements for several number of times, you will be able to see that you will get more precise answer. So several number of times. Clear? Now you will be able to find the questions where you are having true value with you given in the question, and there are some question in which you don't have true value with you. So if you don't have true value with you, so I am writing over here, if true value of the physical quantity, if the true value of physical quantity is not known, then arithmetic mean of all measurements is considered to be what? Is considered to be what it is considered to be? True value of the quantity. True value of the physical quantity. Is this clear? So I can, if let us take, if I am taking one example in order to explain it into more detail. If a1, a2, a3 up to an are n measurements, are n measured values for a physical quantity, then you can say that its true value is nothing but a bar is considered its true value. Arithmetic means what? Sum of the observations divided by total number of observation. I can represent as what? This 1 by n is out. Summation of this is what? ai, because it is 1, 2, 3, n. So I is changing from 1 till how much? N. Starts from 1 and it ends at n. So I have true value a bar, that is equal to 1 upon n summation I raised to n ai. Is this clear? Moving to the next, that is mean absolute error. But before proceeding to mean absolute error, we have to, what is absolute error? We need to know. The second is absolute error. What does exactly absolute error means? The magnitude of difference between between true value and measured value of a physical quantity. Clear? I can give you the example for this. Suppose absolute error is denoted by delta A. It is denoted by delta A. So delta A for the first measurement, true value a bar, first observation a1. So you can conclude one thing over here, that for absolute error, that is equal to true value minus measured value. True value minus measured value. Is this clear? For similarly for second reading, what will write? A bar minus a2. For the third reading, a bar minus a3. Fourth reading, a bar minus a4. Up to what you are going to get? Delta an, that is equal to a bar minus a. So this clear? This all are absolute errors. Clear? Next is mean absolute error, also known as final absolute error, also known as final absolute error, denoted by delta A bar. You can say it is mean, so you have to put it bar. Is this clear? Now what is absolute mean error, mean absolute error, final absolute error? The arithmetic mean of all positive magnitudes of absolute error, all positive magnitude of absolute error, the arithmetic mean of all positive magnitude of absolute errors is called mean absolute error, mean absolute error, or final absolute error, or final absolute error. Now they are asking mean. There is delta A bar. Is nothing but positive magnitudes, delta A1, delta A2, delta A3, up to delta AN, divided by how many readings total? N. Yes or no? If I will take out 1 by n, then it is summation of, what summation of? Mode delta AI. This is changing 1, 2, 3. Starts from 1, ends at n. So my answer for delta A bar, that is equal to 1 by n summation I 1 to n delta AI. Is this clear? Hope this is clear. Fine. Then you will able to see that any quantity that is being expressed, any quantity that is being expressed between, you can say any quantity that you are expressing, suppose A quantity you are taking, and it is true value plus or minus its mean absolute error. This is nothing but your true value, and this is nothing but your mean absolute error, Is this clear? Or you can say final absolute error. Yes or no? You might be knowing that we are representing any quantity z that is equal to z plus or minus delta z, where this z is nothing but true value, delta z is nothing but mean absolute error. Is this clear? So you can express, so I can say that there are two values for us. There is maximum value of physical quantity, that can be represented what? Plus A bar plus delta A bar. There is minimum value of the quantity, minimum value of physical quantity, that is given by what letter? A bar minus delta A bar. Is this clear? So I can write that as any quantity will lie between two maximum minimum values will be greater than minimum value. Minimum value is A bar minus delta A bar, and will be less than equal to what? Maximum value, that is delta A bar plus delta A bar. So I can represent that your value will lie between, will be greater than this minimum value or equal to this minimum value, or will be less than this maximum value or equal to this maximum value. Is this clear? The next error, that is relative error. Next error we do have in our category, that is relative error. Next category we are having, that is a relative error. A relative error is nothing but what? The ratio of mean absolute error to the ratio of mean absolute error to the true value of the quantity, true value of the physical quantity. Remember, this relative error is represented by delta A, ratio of mean absolute error, that is delta A bar, true value of the quantity, that is A bar. So my relative error is delta A bar by A bar. Last is percentage error. Percentage error is nothing but what? Relative error into 100. That is going to give you what? Percentage error. So relative error is delta A bar by A bar into 100. This much is going to give you what? Percentage error. Till this clear? Hope we are concluding the session over here. We'll see more topics into the next session. Thank you.